Dwayne Stewart, and I'm the elected district attorney for Glenn County. So what you got to look at is when we lose an attorney, the cases don't just go away. The remaining attorneys have to pick up that workload. And we got a little bit of difference between caseload and workload, in which so you have to prepare for the cases, you have to be in court for the cases, and then if you're dealing with treatment courts, once they're sentenced, that doesn't mean the case goes away. Now you're going through the different treatment courts, and so you have extra time in court, extra time prepping on cases that most attorneys don't have to do for it. So for a small office, losing one or two attorneys has a big impact. That could be up to half your office. If you're a larger county, losing just one or two few, everybody can handle the load and you don't have to worry too much about the stress or the work-life balance. Small office, it's a very large impact. Well, delayed, yes. Last thing you ever want to do is have to say to somebody, hey, if I'd had more time, we could have been better prepared for it. As an office here, from a prosecutor's point, we're looking at, do victims get justice? Do defendants get treated fairly in court? When you're not spending enough time doing that, yes, things can fall through the cracks. So what we're seeing now is that impact on lower level misdemeanor cases. Some don't get quite the review that they need, and some of them are just put on the back burner, hoping that another attorney will be able to come in and we can pick that back up that slack. Our office is a very good victim witness office. We have very good advocates, and they stay on the attorneys to make sure that that doesn't happen for it. And if they feel something's being falling through the cracks or not getting enough attention, they'll come out with the attorney and say, hey, it's time to step up. You need to handle this real quick. We're not at that point where we're just trying to plea bargain cases, and our office has never been under the belief that, hey, just charge them and they'll plead to something. We're never going to do that. If we charge a case here, we believe we can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, and we'll take it to trial if that goes through. We're not at that point yet, and I hope we never get to that point where we're just trying to run cases through the system. We want to hold people accountable, hold the defendants accountable. We don't want to just railroad people. We don't ever want to get to that point where it becomes like a paper pusher and just running people through the system. We're not there, and we're not going to go down that particular road. When we talk about the incentive program, we're working with the Glenn County Board of Supervisors, and they've been able to help us with these different incentive programs. We've got the hiring bonus, both for when you first get hired as a prosecutor, and if you're a lateral hire with some experience, you get a bonus that way. And they're working with the educational loan repayment program. We'll pay a portion back for your loan based on years of service that you're here in Glenn County and you stick around. And we're also it used to be this way. You put your application out or request for getting hires. You used to get hundreds of applicants. Now we're having to actively recruit. We've got to go out to the law schools. We reach out to the different bar associations in all the different counties. We're actually posting things on Facebooks, on websites. So we're having to be the one to be active in looking for recruitments. We're even looking at law clerks, interns, just to get bodies into the office and get them a taste of what it's like to work in a prosecutor's office, which in hopes that will be create a little spark where that person says, hey, I want to work in that office, or I want to work in a prosecutor's office. So those are some of the things we're trying to do. With COVID, which created a lot of retirements for it, and then the state of the nation, which government service used to be really nice. It was a great way to come in, get exceptional training, get your courtroom experience, and you had good retirements. The retirements have been chipped away at. Students coming out of law school, those new lawyers who are looking at government services like, that low salary with the experience is just not what it used to be. So the last few years, 3 to 4 years, it's been getting worse for it. There's just nobody has that desire to come into government service at this particular point. We're not competitive with surrounding counties on salary wise. We're not competitive throughout the state. When you can go across the street or just down the road, get a higher salary, a new attorney's gonna look at that and say, hey, it's just a few more miles down the road. I'm gonna go for the higher salary. And right now, Glenn County is not competitive enough with the surrounding counties. All the counties in the state are having the same problems, and one of it is salary, another one is retention. They're all having the problems just across the river. Butte County needs help and is looking for people. The recruitment process, the applications for jobs stays on the market a lot longer than it used to before. And so it's not just Glenn County, it's the counties throughout the state. I believe right now there are open positions in about 21 to 25 different counties at this particular moment. What's going to happen with the attorneys that are sticking around? It's going to be harder for them to maintain a work-life balance for it. There's going to be more stress on them, and you're going to push some of your seasoned attorneys into burnout, which then they're just going to leave. And you don't want that to happen, because once they leave, your experience leaves. And how does that work with public safety? More and more cases just will not be looked at by the different offices for it, which if you're not looking at the cases, defendants will think they have a free reign to do whatever they want to do, and it's going to get out of control in the community. Right now, on the national level, Congress has several bills before it or are working on bills where they can help prosecutors across the nation. It's called the HIRE Act, HIRRE, where they're giving not bonuses, they're giving extra money to the different states to help in that recruitment for it. The state will probably be looking at something like that soon. And I know the different counties are looking at ways of how do we draw new attorneys, new lawyers in to prosecutors' offices.